We have a major Patrick Williams trade update as an NBA insider has revealed the truth on Williams' future with the Chicago Bulls as trade rumors loom, while we have multiple updates on the Bulls, including one on Josh Giddey that will also have an implication on Coby White's future with the Bulls as well. So a lot of young Bulls with a lot to talk about on their futures with the team, and we are going to break it all down, guys. And real quick, before we get into that, if you guys are part of that 76% that is not subscribed to Bulls Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily Chicago Bulls updates. There's a lot going on with the team right now as we are in the depths of the offseason, and the Bulls still have some futures to decide with the team. And guys, jumping right into that, there is a lot to go over with the Chicago Bulls today because, frankly, when it comes down to it, one of the biggest names that we keep hearing about outside of the Josh Giddey saga is Patrick Williams. Williams was drafted 4th overall by the Chicago Bulls in 2020 and has never really panned out the way the Bulls hoped he would. The former 6th man of the year in college was really just not able to get his groove going in Chicago when they were looking for a guy who really, they should have been looking for a point guard and drafted Tyrese Halliburton with Lonzo Ball's injury to his knee, but can't change the past. Look, when it comes down to it, what ended up happening with the Chicago Bulls was the fact that they picked up a guy in Williams who just truly has not fully panned out. Now, he hasn't been bad per se. He's put up solid numbers, but he has not been the 4th overall pick that the team hoped he would be. And now we have a huge update on his future with the Bulls from an NBA insider, as Brett Sigel mentioned that noise surrounding Patrick Williams will rise before this season's trade deadline. The Bulls are focused on Matas Buzelis, Noah Essengay, and now Isaac Okoro on the wing, which makes Williams very expendable. However, he is entering year 2 of a 5-year, $90 million extension he signed last year. This move will be a very tough contract to move by itself. And that's the big thing with Williams. When we look at this contract that he has here, he's making $18 million on a flat-rated contract over 5 years. Now, he's 1 year through it and has most likely 4 more years left, as unless he fully breaks out onto the scene, mind you, he's entering his age 24 season. That's not impossible, but unless he breaks out, he will likely be accepting that $18 million because it is above the average that most guys who are sort of a similar level of play to him would be getting right now, especially with there being a serious curve between max players and minimum players right now and not that much in between. Patrick Williams is on a contract that is definitely better than, or would definitely be viewed as a bad contract to say the least. I tried to dance around it, but effectively that is the big concern here with Patrick Williams right now. And there is a lot to consider about him. Williams, again, he's not a bad player per se. He puts up 9 points per game as of last year, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. He's a solid on-ball defender, shooting 39% from 3 and 35% from 3, or 39% on corner threes and 35% from 3 in a general sense. He's had years where he's been a very effective three-point shooter, but his efficiency has not been there, shooting only 40% from the field and 35% last year was not good enough for Patrick Williams to really get things going, and he's definitely had his share of struggles. As mentioned by Clutch Points, that at just 23 years old, Williams has the frame and the career 39.2% mark from 3 to intrigue other teams. But in Chicago, he's never found the right balance between passivity and over-aggression. Williams is likely a negative asset value right now due to his contract and stalled development. Still, rival GMs could see him as a low-risk reclamation project with upside. For the Bulls, moving him could clear positional logjams and refocus minutes towards players more aligned with their timeline. Now, that's the thing. It's not like Williams isn't in their timeline because he is a young player after all. But he is 5 seasons in, He's 5 seasons in right now. He's 23 years old. So he's on the frame. It's just right now with that contract, the Bulls are clearly doing a retool as much as Arturas Karnisovas can without ownership literally sending him to Mars. But honestly, when it comes down to it with Patrick Williams, he is someone who we do have to consider that it's just not working in Chicago, and the best move is to move on from him. The problem is finding a way to do that without giving up a first-round pick. That's why I proposed or covered that proposed RJ Barrett trade yesterday. Make sure to go check that video out. You will see RJ Barrett and Patrick Williams and some jersey swaps on the thumbnail of that video, because frankly, you're probably gonna have to give up some sort of draft capital to move on from Pat at this point. And if you can go get a guy like an RJ Barrett, who, yeah, there's questions about how good he actually is and what his contract is, I think would have been such a bargain move for the Chicago Bulls to get more creation on the team as well. Now, it was mentioned on Reddit that Patrick Williams, his first 4 seasons on a rookie contract, he put up 10, 4, and 1 on 57% from true shooting, and then he was on the first year of his $90 million contract, and in that year putting up 10, 5, and 2 on 52% true shooting. As this Reddit user said, 4 months ago, Patrick Williams signed a 5-year, $90 million contract extension with the Bulls at a flat $18 million per year. He has hit 18 points in 1 game through that season at that point, and he had just 10 20-point games so far in his 228 NBA career games. For comparison, Josh Giddey had 33 20-point games in his 225, and Giddy is not viewed as a score-first player. So clearly there's some things that will have to be cleaned up with Patrick Williams down the line, and when we look at the Bulls' finances, things do become a bit more tricky, because Williams is the only guy under contract in 2028-29 outside of Noah Essengay, who was drafted this year and has not played a single NBA game yet. And now with him being a wing, it's a really good situation for the Bulls to try to move on from Williams, as then their books look very good moving forwards, with Williams as the one blemish on it. And even that $18 million is not going to ruin everything, but at the same time, if you could move on from that and somehow figure out a way to not lose value while doing it, it would be an excellent move for the Bulls. Now, on top of that, there also is other updates to go over for the Chicago Bulls right now. As we know, the Josh Giddey saga has continued, and here we are still through all this time watching the Josh Giddey stuff all go down. Now, Josh Giddey's an interesting player because of how good he is, but it's been unable. There's been no connection between him and the Bulls on trying to get this deal done, as the restricted free agent is trying to get more money than really being offered. As Brett Sigel mentioned, Josh Giddey and the Chicago Bulls are expected to reach a resolution on the new contract, likely in the 3-year range by the end of August. The Bulls could increase their offer, but they have stood firm on keeping a new deal in the late $20 million average annual value range. The latest speculation from agents not involved in negotiations suggests something in the $65 million to $70 million range. And as an anonymous Bulls executive did mention earlier on the offseason, we want to get a deal done with Josh. He's an important player, as we see him as a foundational player for us. I hope we can find a deal that makes sense for us and for him, then that we will be together for a long time. Giddy had a good year last year, putting up 14.6 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. He had a slower start, but once the ball got in his hands after Zach Lavine got traded, things picked up for Josh Giddey a lot as well, while also his shooting numbers were better than they really ever have been before. When we look at Josh Giddey, once things really started to get going in those final 20 games of the season, the man was flat out excellent, putting up 21.4 points, nearly 11 rebounds and 9 assists per game. He shot 44% from 3 and 50% from the field. The man looked like, no other way to put it, an all-star player. That's just what happened, and he's got a lot of room to grow. Going into the Bulls next year, as long as he's there, it will be his team as well, which is something to be excited about. Now, also when we look at these contracts, a name who's also got an expiring deal next year is Coby White. This situation becomes interesting because we already see them doing this dance with Josh Giddey. The difference with Coby White is the fact that White will be an unrestricted free agent. He can sign a deal, an offer sheet with anyone, and the Bulls don't have a chance to match. It's just goodbye. It's goodbye, Coby White. It's been real. It's been fun. We understand what happened here. So that is going to have an impact as well. The longer the Bulls take to figure out this Josh Giddey situation, the more Coby White and his agent have time to sit back and realize things could get complicated with a team that's not even winning games right now. Why would we want to stick around here when we can look for better opportunities elsewhere? And then it comes down to how much is Coby White willing to stick around, because he knows he'll be on a huge role with the Chicago Bulls. Now, Coby White, once the All-Star break ended, he put up 23.3 points per game. He was absolutely excellent. He was really effective for Chicago, and he's one of the foundational pieces of this team for now, but also has found himself in trade rumors because his contract is coming to a close, and that's going to have a serious impact on things moving forwards. And it would not be surprising to see White decide, all right, with all the turmoil surrounding a team that's not even winning enough games, I'm out of here. I'm going to go try to win somewhere else. Even if I'm getting less touches, it might be worth it. So we have to be well aware of this because obviously you want to keep Kobe White around long term as well, so him and Giddy can be in the backcourt as sort of your duo moving forwards, at least for right now. But things have gotten a lot more complicated because of Josh Giddey's whole situation with Arturas Karnisovas, but there should be an end in sight pretty soon. What do you guys think about all this news? Do you agree with any of this stuff? Do you disagree? How do you feel? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I will catch you later.